Before I came out of the fire department in 1970, I was a volunteer in London, and also was a volunteer firefighter at Electric Boat. So I liked it. I knew I wanted to get the job in London, and I was working at Buzz Texaco at the time. The test came up. I took the test. I passed it, and then in April 1970, I came out of the job.
I always wanted to be a firefighter or a policeman. I had the opportunity to be a police officer called supernumerary. I worked 60 hours a week. I was also a volunteer firefighter, and then the jobs came up in 1970, and I decided to go with the fire department.
They gave us boots that went all the way up to your hips. Light coat, fire department coat, and the helmets were plastic. We got quick hitches. Yeah, get a call at night and we jump into them. Go down the pole. Station headquarters, and they had a pole. You slide down that, get on the engine.
I did.
Yep.
I had a general alarm fire, and I was working the pumper, my first big fire, and I was actually a rookie. It was something to learn. I had all kind of hoses coming out of my truck. Didn't even know where I was pumping to, and they come up and check me every now and then, and I kept going into what they call a low, so you have to keep adjusting to keep it up. And that was my first job. It was nice.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Yeah, very experienced.
My first working fire was Whiting Machine Shop.
Oh,
And I had a brand new truck. It was a Ward LaFrance, and I was working down the Oxford Hose, engine 5, and I guess about 11 o'clock, somewhere around there, we got the call. I pulled out of the barn, made my right turn, and there was nothing but a glow in the sky. So my foot was jumping all over the place, so nervous. First pump job I had, and I had, like Bob did, everything was coming off the truck, the engine. And then it was a brand new engine, so the chief at the time was Romo Giantanella, and he come over to me, he says, if you see that fire coming towards the front of that building, take this axe, chop those hoses, and get this engine the hell out of the way. But we didn't have to do that. The guys did an amazing job of putting it out. At that time, we had 18.
right.
That's why we all got hired in the 70s, because they wanted to boost the manpower. The union fought for it, and the union got it. So they hired 12 of us to bring it up to a manning of 18 men. And boy, that really helps.
Yeah. How many stations were there?
Oh God, we had and 1970 you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, I think.
Yeah, probably 8 stations at a time.
Eight
They
stations.
spread out for the whole city. But you know, all you had was the drivers.
Yeah, just drivers.
There was a lot of volunteers back then. And when the union was fighting to get more men, and that's when we came on, they got it. But the city always counted on the volunteers of backing us up. And they were good, but we wanted more. We wanted more men to help us fight the fires. We need them right now. We don't need them 10 minutes from now. And in that case, the volunteers and the pavement didn't get along too good. Only because we were trying to get more men. It's not because of the people that were volunteering. So we were kind of not nice to the volunteers. We wouldn't let them touch anything on the engines, just so we can get a full paid department. And eventually that happened.